turbo is perfect. Left side all the way back. Oh, there we go. Now. Yep, welcome aboard the Este. Pizza. Alright, good afternoon folks, welcome aboard the Este. We are officially underway with our 75-minute river architecture tour. But before we get out there, I gotta go over a couple of rules real quick. Make sure we all have a safe, fun, happy, and healthy food. So, rule number 1, there is no standing on this boat. Everything on this boat is good. Everything inside this boat is especially important. As you mentioned, you'll very soon going to the Chicago Harbor Rock. When we do, you'll pull up right next to a solid concrete in the Chicago River and vice versa. Really the only other way to do so would be to go north, up through the other Great Lakes, around the Atlantic Ocean, down the East Coast, up around Florida, and then up the Mississippi River. Now if we use that route, instead of going through the locks here, our 75-minute tour would be a 75-day tour. I would run on this talk about the first hour. Here, but today we've got a nice breeze, good cloud coverage, it's gone down a slight bit, so it's not going to be that bad. Once the last of those roads hit, the gates on lakeside that we pass through will start to close. As they close, create a watertight seal on lakeside. Once they're all the way closed, the gates on riverside ahead of us will start to open. As they open, water will flow out of the locks onto the river, dropping us down to the river. It's about a 4-foot difference. It does kind of fluctuate throughout the year. So basically, we are technically in a gigantic water elevator. 7 fast fuel trunnion bridge. Fast fuel trunnion, very fancy French phrase that roughly translates to bridge that moves. Speak French? No. That's definitely all. So if you look, all the bridges need to look just like this. If a taller boat needs to go through, bridge lifts up, boat goes through, bridge closes down. This is Lakeshore Drive, the largest of the bridges in Chicago. Now, we're all familiar with the tradition in Venice, yes? In Venice, whenever you pass under one of their bridges, you are supposed to turn to the one above and give them a kiss. Yeah, here in Chicago, we're a lot less romantic. The tradition here is that you're supposed to kiss your tour guide, so I will now be coming down the aisle. Someone lived inside of this bridge. Someone lived inside of this bridge for 3 years. Homeless man named Richard Dorsey found a little tiny hole in one of the sides, set himself up a home. He had electricity. He had a television. He had a PlayStation. All inside that bridge. City of Chicago claims he lived there for about 3 months. He thinks for 3 years. I know why. This building coming up on our left with the 3 consecutively taller towers, that is the 3rd tallest building in the city of Chicago. That is the St. Regis Tower. St. Regis is also the tallest building in the world, designed by a female architect. The building was designed by Jane Gang, Chicago native. It's another multi-million-dollar condo building. Actually, legend has it that Jeff Bezos, former CEO of Amazon, bought a condo in that building where his construction was being finished. The designers told him it would be ready within 5 to 7 business days, but he said no. Make sure it's ready overnight. This is prime real estate. Getting the prime is overnight shipping for Amazon. It's the best joke in the tour, so talk luck. It's all down real estate. Shaped like a triangle, that is Swiss Hotel. Swiss Hotel, it's not Swiss Hotel, it's Swiss Hotel. Swiss Hotel was designed by architect Gary Weiss. Weiss likes to design triangular buildings for 2 reasons. Kind of it. Now, Weiss did design 2 different triangular buildings here in Chicago. If you ever have the option to stay at either one, you definitely want to stay right there in Swiss Hotel. The other one is the Metropolitan Jailhouse. Much better amenities here at Swiss Hotel. Plus you get to pick your own checkout. Aqui Tower was the tallest building in the world, designed by a female architect until St. Regis was finished. It was also designed by Jean Gang, so she beat her own record here a couple of blocks away. Very complicated. Now if we look up ahead, you'll see the next bridge up there has two different signs. One of those signs says Michigan Avenue. Here in Chicago, lakefront got pushed further and further back, putting it where it is today. You'll see the other sign up there says Justhea Bridge. That bridge is named after Jean-Baptiste Comte Justhea. Justhea was the first non-indigenous person to ever settle on the land later known as Chicago. Unfortunately, a lot of this history has been kind of covered over or forgotten by the history books. A lot of older buildings here in Chicago because it's fireproof. The builders remembered the Great Chicago Fire, used terracotta clay to mitigate risk. But folks, as we come out under this next bridge, if you look directly behind me, you'll see a very, very tall building. Bet you can't guess what's called. That is the Trump International Tower. Trump Tower is the second tallest building in the city of Chicago. It was designed by world-famous architect Adrian Smith, who also designed the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. This building is a really cool example of what's called postmodern architecture. The main tenet of postmodernism is that buildings should reflect nature. As such, the building has mirrored windows which are quite literally reflective. It's got a slight curve to it up here, just like the river does. It's got a three-tier design to fit in with the skyline around it. There is, however, one major element of this building by Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, same guy that did the fidget spinner building on front. But this was a lot more indicative of his design. Congratulations! Amy Plaza, designed by German architect Ludwig Mies van der Rohe. But this was a lot more indicative of his style. You see, van der Rohe believed that buildings should look like what they are on the inside, on the outside. So since that's an office building, it's very boring. It also used to be the headquarters of IBM, so it kind of looks like a gigantic computer shop. Now this next building coming up on our right after this next bridge is the oldest building on our tour. This is the Reed Murdoch building. Reed Murdoch was built in 1913. Served a lot of purposes over its long lifespan. It's actually the current headquarters of the Encyclopedia Britannica, which I always thought was in England because, well, Britannica. Now as you look at this building, you might notice that it is a lopsided. This side over here is longer than this side over here. It's a portion of the Reed Murdoch building around that project. That building is also said to be haunted. Now this building coming up on our right is 300 north and south. The only real interesting thing about this building is right down here on one of it, it's got that little circular plaque, which denotes it as a LEED Platinum certified building. LEED stands for leadership, ecological efficiency, and design. It's a very green building. It does a lot of good stuff. Probably the coolest, they take water in from the river with their heating and air conditioning system, pump it back out of the river, cleaner than when they took it. That building is not haunted. Now this next building on our right, this is the Merchandise Park. Merchandise Park is probably the largest building in Chicago. It is also very, very tall. This building is so big, there is a train station. This building was so big when it was first built, it was the largest building in the world by total square footage. This building is so big that until the year 2009, it had its own postal code. There's only one other building in this entire country with its own postal code. That is the Pentagon. Very large, very impressive building. One of my favorites, I really like that. But folks, we are now pulling into Wolf Point. Wolf Point is one of my favorite spots on our tour, because on a really good day, there was a bar. There was a bar, into the history of Chicago, above all else, it's always been a city that loves drinking. This bottle was vodka. Speaking of drinking here in Chicago, one of my other tropes on the boat. You don't try Malort yet? Gotta try Malort while you're in Chicago. It tastes so good. So, for those who aren't familiar, Malort is a type of alcohol pretty much only available in Chicago. The flavor has been described as gasoline mixed with crack. This next building coming up on our right is the Boeing Tower, headquarters of Boeing Aircraft. I only mention this building for two reasons. For one, it's a very pretty building. It's really nice to look at. But also, I've been visiting that building a lot this year. With all the rage here in the United States. So I think it's just a good design for what's kind of good. Folks, as we're coming up here, over to our right behind all these pillars, you can see there is a train back there. So it's all railroad tracks back there. All of the railroad here in Chicago was established by a man named Samuel Pearson. See the great view of it? Because right up here is where we will be turning around. So Sears Tower, found a bit of an odd word. If you look Sears Tower up on a map, it's actually spelled W-I-L-L-I-S, but it is pronounced Sears Tower. A little Chicago joke on my nose. Back in the year 2009, they changed the name of the building from Sears Tower to Willis Tower, but we here in Chicago still like to call it Sears Tower, mostly because we're afraid of children. Now, if you look straight up towards the very, very top of that building, you'll see what look like 5 open doors. The glass cracked. No one got hurt when it happened, but they did need to buy new pants afterwards. Willis Tower was, of course, the tallest building in the world for 25 years, longer than any other building that's ever held that title. It is currently the 3rd tallest building in the United States, behind only the One World Trade Center and Central Park Towers, both in New York City. There's enough wiring in Willis Tower alone to wrap around the Earth twice. Very large, very impressive building. We're very popular here in Chicago. Sure you notice faces left out of all of this railroad track. Now, just in case any of you happen to work for the Opera House or know anyone that works in the world of opera at all, I will be presenting my audition for the next opera here in Chicago. Just gonna wait to do it. Somewhere next to that shoreline over there, so they know how much better I am than their tour guide. Their tour guide sing opera? No, I do. Stop to listen to. Yes. I love my job. That building right over there, it's colloquially known as the Beaver Building. Carl Daggins kind of looks like a tree that a beaver's been eating at the bottom of. Very afraid of this building. A lot of us are because drowning is going to, stiff winds is going to knock it over into the river, crushing everyone's favorite tour guide. And I'm safe. Good luck to the rest of you. We're going to look over here to the right side of the boat, keep our minds on much more pleasant things, like this building right over here. This is 333 West Bradford Drive. It's another really cool example of Hot Pocket. Because people have never positioned right about here. That building might also look familiar if you're a fan of the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The really great scene of that building, where the title character is singing at the front of the plane, his father looks out his office window and sees doing so. That is the office building. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Got lost on the way wrong. Now, Lower Wacker Drive is one of the many places here in Chicago where that was filmed. during these dark night shows, some really quick car chases happen down there right now. Batman is chasing down bad guys, a bunch of explosions go off. What's really cool about that scene, all of those explosions were 100% real. Real explosions that did real damage to the road. Which you would probably think made Chicago pretty angry, right? No. We asked for it to happen. You see, now pay your writers fair. W.J. Strong. We have now been passing over on our right the Chicago Riverwalk. Riverwalk is a project proposed by former Mayor Rob Emanuel. It's a kind of a thank you to the citizens of Chicago for putting up with how gross this river was for so long. Now don't get me wrong, this river's still disgusting. It's not toxic, you just probably don't drink. I still drink Chicago river water every day. I've always thrown a small tail. Every section of the Riverwalk is a different design. Kind of shows that the river is always flowing, always changing. That Chicago continues to grow and change because of the river. This section right here is especially popular. There are people that will sit here all day long, just wave and boats. He was also very famously an inmate out of Alcatraz prison, California. But the important thing to remember about Al Capone was not sent to prison for any of his mafia-related crimes. Al Capone was sent to prison for tax evasion. If you learn nothing else from this tour, if you ever decide you want to mess with the United States government, do not mess with the IRS. We'll get you every time. FBI, sure, go ahead. CIA, why not? IRS will get you every time. Now if you look up ahead. Up ahead, there's a building up there. It says Chicago Tribune. That is Tribune Tower. Tribune Tower is one of the very few examples of Gothic architecture here in Chicago. You can tell that it's Gothic architecture because up at the top of the tower, it's got all those really cool flying buttresses. But if I did that without getting paid for it, I'd probably get locked up. 10-year-old me would be so proud. Dreams do come true, kids. Right over here, in front of the Tribune Tower, we have an apple store. Fancy. Now, I actually would have tried that apple store once. I tried to get them to sell me a Granny Smith. They said they're not that kind of apple. So I made an iPhone instead. Still drinks the stuff. Don't know how to mix it. This building coming up on our left, up at the top, you can see the South Peacock logo. That is NBC Tower. NBC Tower is an Art Deco building. It's actually designed to look like 30 Rockefeller Center in New York City. A lot of TV shows have been filmed there over the years. Shows Mathis filmed there. All the Steve Harvey shows early on filmed there. One of my favorite TV shows of all time is filmed there. Everyone that remembers it is Jen with me now. Come on. Jerry Springer was built right there at NBC Tower. I mean, famous people are always looking down on it. Now, coming up over here on our left, you see this little pyramid structure over here? That is the Centennial Fountain. Centennial Fountain is a fountain that shoots water across the river from the north side down to the south side. Kind of a symbol here. You know, the north side and the south side of Chicago have a lot of differences. Ultimately, all one city. Go. For reference, Willis Tower, very tallest building, only about 1,400 feet. So it was going to be quite a bit taller than the current tallest building. But funding fell through when the house started crashing a few years ago. So the site is that vacant. pick one of the two. So we're gonna come out here. We're gonna get past the wall. Then we'll start picking up a little speed. Freaking around this wall. I'm gonna count down. When I do, I'm going to need each and every one of you to make some noise. This boat can go fast. You just got to get outside of the safety zone. Out of the safety zone into the danger zone. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Navy Pier is, of course, one of Chicago's most popular tourist attractions. Of course, you already knew that. You're already here. Navy Pier is home to a lot of really cool spots. Besides everyone's favorite boat ride, the Sea Dog, we've got the Chicago Children's Museum, one of the most popular children's museums in the entire country.
Please remain seated to the ground that says the safety is the bar. Sometimes the base tour guide takes towards the back of the boat. Let them know about the tour.
Yeah, so they'll be, they shoot them out from a barge out there, so anywhere on the pier you're probably going to get a pretty good sight. You can actually also watch them if you take a boat.